The Legend of Zelda series is a long-running and cherished franchise that has remained a pillar of gaming since the days of the NES. Of course, it's had its slip-ups, but I think that one of the most criminally underrated and under-talked about game in this entire series is The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. I actually heard several people say that this is by far the worst Zelda game, and that's not true at all. Minish Cap is a fantastic game, and this may just be nostalgia for me because it was in fact the first game that I ever bought with my own money, so it really does hold a special place in my heart. But I got it originally, I wasn't able to beat it, but recently, about a month ago, I went back and I actually beat it this time, and I was just amazed. So let's hear more on my thoughts of Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap.
Minish Cap starts off with you sleeping as the princess asks your master blacksmith if it's okay that you go to the festival with her. He says it's okay as long as you deliver a sword to the king that was forged to be a gift for the winner of a sword fighting competition. So you go to the festival with Zelda and you see that she is more childish than we've ever seen. She's flighty and unfocused, but also sensible as she gives you a shield in order to protect her, and you need it right away. You deliver the sword. You stick around to see the winner of the sword competition as he gets his reward, being able to see the Picori blade. But surprise, the winner is actually an evil sorcerer named Vaati. And right off the bat, I like that we get a break from Ganon. Don't get me wrong, I think he's a great villain, but he is sometimes overused. It was a nice break to see this new villain, Vaati. Vaati was looking for a power known as the Light Force, that was said to be sealed away by the Picori blade. Instead, he finds nothing, and before he leaves, he turns Princess Zelda to stone. So you set off to find the Minish and restore the Picori blade, the only thing that can restore Princess Zelda. The normal knights can't do it because the Minish are creatures of legend that only reveal themselves to children. Shortly after you depart, you run into Eslo, a hat, and here you meet the game's companion character, and I love him. You find out he is on his own quest to right the wrongs of Vaati, so you two team up and set off together. And from here, you really gather a lot of the mechanics from the game. Eslo allows you to shrink down to the size of a Minish, and this is where most of the dungeons and everything take place. It's such an interesting and unique mechanic that has really never been done in a game that I'm really aware of. Almost every single dungeon is based around you shrinking and growing to solve whatever puzzle that you need to solve. I think where most of the hate comes for this game is from the overly lightheartedness that this game has. It perfectly resembles the beautiful graphics that Wind Waker had, and at this time in history, it was cool to hate on Wind Waker, just because it was childish. And I think that's why this game may have been swept under the rug. People were still sore after Wind Waker, and just on the horizon, Twilight Princess was going to be released. It was a solid game that was released at an unfortunate time. Minish Cap has plenty of charm, some great puzzles, and some amazing battles. Even the first boss battle is amazing, even though everyone thinks otherwise. You get to fight one of the normal monsters, but since you're so small, he's so large. It's a very interesting mechanic that they use several times, because later you even fight a giant Octorok. It was just funny to see some of these characters who you normally dispatch with one or two hits of your sword, to becoming these full-fledged boss battles. Capcom has worked on the Zelda series before, and Minish Cap shows that. If you love the other Zelda games that Capcom has worked on before, like the Oracle games, then definitely check this out. They definitely perfected 2D Zelda with some amazing, challenging puzzles, and some of my favorite boss battles in any Zelda game.
Perhaps it's just that I played it at the right time in my life, but it's a very solid action-adventure game that could stand on its own even without the Legend of Zelda branding. I highly recommend this game. It's one that you hardly ever hear anybody talk about. I'm glad that this game stuck with me and that it was the first game that I ever bought because I remember it extremely fondly. If you want to check out this game, it's relatively cheap. I believe you can pick up a loose cart for like $20, but you can even download it on your Wii U, all like 10 million people who have a Wii U in the entire world. Hey, thanks for watching. This is going to be my style of video moving on. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next, but stay tuned because I am back on a set schedule. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.